Good day, everyone. Uh, we are going to present our video presentation for group assessment. Uh, I'm sharing my screen here, so I'm going to present our presentation. We have 5 members in our group: Rishav, Mukesh, Abhishesh, Jharana, and Sajani. So I'm going to present. Our group will present integrated global human resource strategy for Mercure Healthcare, a non-profit healthcare organization operating across Australia and United States. So Mercure Healthcare currently employs approximately 100 staffs and has ambitious goals set by its board, including achieving 15% annual growth, expanding through mergers and acquisitions, and ensuring that all professional employees are meeting regulatory qualification requirements. However, uh, the organization face, faces several critical human resource challenges that could impact its future growth and performance. Our presentation will examine these challenges and purpose evidence-based HR strategies supported by relevant theories and framework from global human resource management. So I'm presenting the next slide. Here we have overview of Mercure Healthcare and strategic directions established by its board members. Mercure Healthcare is a non-profit organization that provides healthcare planning, clinic services, and healthcare advice. The organization currently operates in 3 capital cities of Australia and as well as in the United States. United States. The workforce consists of approximately 100 employees. Uh, Among these, 70 are healthcare professionals, with around 65% being the male, while remaining 30 employees work in support and administrative roles, where approximately 45% are female. The board has identified 3 major strategic priorities over the next 3 years. So the first one is the organization aims to continue delivering high quality healthcare services. And the second one is it's seeking the annual um, growth of 15% through business expansion and merger and acquisitions. So, and the third one is board requires all professional staff to become fully qualified under Australian medical board requirements. And the significant concern is that approximately 40% of our professional employees are currently not fully qualified, creating both compliance and workforce risks. These strategic priorities create a strong need for an HR that supports organizational growth while ensuring compliance and workforce capability. So that's it for my part. I'm going to hand over to my friend Rishabh.
Uh, Thank you, Abhishesh. Before I move into our detailed recommendation, I want to set the scene as the new HR business partner. Four critical issue has been raised across our Australia and US operation. These are not just HR problem; these are business problem. The first one is qualification and compliance. This is most urgent. 40% of our professional staff has not passed medical board examination. So the board deadline is, as we know, end of June. So whether they pass the exam or they will be replaced. So losing 40% qualified healthcare worker will cost us like significantly and disrupt our services and our set growth rate. Second, training development and performance management. Our current system is standardized across Australia and the US. There is no flexibility by role, so and it does not like reward for collaborative behavior. So in healthcare team, this is not optional. So, but if our appraisal does not measure, people will not prioritize it. Third, employment equity and diversity. Our professional workforce is 65% male, and we have no formal strategy for gender balance, disability inclusion, or indigenous employment. Meanwhile, Sydney, our biggest office, has a 30% annual turnover rate. That's on sustainable. Fourth, growth strategy and cultural integration. This industry is consolidating, which creates real acquisition opportunity for our 15% growth target. But past integration have caused cultural clashes and retentional issues. If we are not going to scale through merger and acquisition, we need to be intentionally open about our culture from the first day. So urgent compliance training and no diversity as a strategy can cost us in a massive way. So I like my friend Abhishesh to move to the slide 4. The issue one with the qualification and compliance strategies. So qualification and compliance, our number one priority is 40% of our professional staffs are unqualified, and the board deadline is end of June. We could not take a hard line approach like whether you pass or you are out. But that's a short term thinking. In a healthcare skill shortage, losing 40% could cost us, hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars in recruitment and lost productivity, and push our growth target even further out of reach. So we are recommending five five solution for this one. The first is, as you know, accelerated learning plans. We will sit with each and every one of our 40 staff member to build a individual study pathway for them, whether it's a online module, group study, or ethics tutoring. And the organization will fund that. Even the exam prep and research, everything will be sponsored by the organization. The second one is paid leave, study leave, protected paid leave time to study without penalizing people for stepping out of the clinical flow. We don't want staff choosing between covering a stiff shift or preparing for the exam. So third and fourth is incentive and talent pipeline. We tie qualification and milestone to bonuses framework, a AMO framework. At the same time, we recruit fully qualified staff in parallel as a safety net, not as a threat, but as smart risk management thing. Five is monthly check-in. Local HR business partner meet at risk staff with every month, not to pressure them, but to solve the problem. So to summarize, we are not just punishing people, we are removing barriers. By the end of June, we'll either have 40 newly qualified staff, or which will strengthen our workforce, or a small number which do not make it with the pipeline candidate already in pipeline. Either way, we have set the foundation for everything else in our strategy, training and diversity. So for further slides, I would like to move to my friend Sajani for the presentation.
Thank you, my friend Rishav. Now, I would like to discuss the HR challenge of training, development, and performance management. This issue is analyzed using the AMF framework, which emphasizes that the employee perform the best when they have the right abilities, motivation, and opportunities. Currently, the Mercure Healthcare applies a relatively unstandardized approach to training and performance management. While this provides the consistency, it may not fully address the diverse needs of employees across different roles and regulations. To improve this, the organization should introduce role-specific learning pathways, local performance management system, collaborative KPIs, and 360 degrees of the feedback mechanism. This initiative will help employees develop relevant skills while supporting the company's growth strategy. Overall, this recommendation will strengthen the employees' capability, improve performance outcome, and contribute to long-term organizational success. Next slide, please. Employment equity and diversity. Moving on to the next HR challenge, employment equity and diversity. As Mercury Healthcare continues to expand, creating an inclusive workforce is essential for attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. Key challenges identified include gender equity, indigenous employment, disability inclusion, workforce redesign with the Sydney EABO operation in a turnover rate of approximately 30% annually. To address this challenge, the organization should implement a gender equity plan, strengthen indigenous employment initiatives throughout the Reconciliation Action Plan, improve disability inclusion practices, redesign the Sydney workforce structure, and introduce targeted retention strategies. These initiatives will help foster a more inclusive and supportive work employment while improving employee engagement and retention. This includes my section of the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Now I will hand over to my friend Jharana Sapkota.
Thank you, my friend. Now I will explain issue 4, which is growth strategy and cultural integration. Mercure is planning for growth through mergers and acquisition, but one of the biggest challenges during this process is managing different workplace culture. If cultural differences are not handled properly, they can lead to employee dissatisfaction, conflicts, and lower performance, as we know. To address this, HR will follow a five-phase integration roadmap. The first phase is pre-MA, where HR conducts cultural due diligence to identify possible risks and difference between organizations. The second phase is day one communication, which focuses on transparent communication and leadership alignment. This helps employment understand what is happening and reduce uncertainty. The third phase is integration, where employees from both organizations and participated in onboarding programs and culture workshops to build a teamwork and understanding. The fourth, the fourth phase is alignment, where company politics, procedures, and training programs are standardized across the organization. The final phase is embedded, where the company reviews workplace, culture, employment engagement, and retention to ensure the integration has been successful. This strategy is supported by Hofstar cultural dimension, Kotter's change model, and the cultural due diligence practice. Overall, these steps help Mercure grow successfully while maintaining a positive workplace culture. Now, next slide 5. Global mobility dual couple support. I will discuss the cross-cutting issue of global mobility and dual couple support. As Mercury expands internationally, employees may need to relocate between Australia and the United States. However, international assignments can be challenging, especially when employees have partners and families. To support successful relocation, Mercury will provide several initiatives. The first is language and cultural training. As we know, it is very important, which help employees and their partners understand the culture, workplace expectations, and communication styles of the host country before moving. The second initiative is partner career assistance. This provides career guidance and job search support for accompanying partners, helping them continuing their professional careers after relocation. The third initiative is employer sponsor work permits, where the company assists with visa and work permit applications to make the relocation process smoother. The fourth initiative is education assistance, which provides information and financial support for children's schooling in the host country. These support programs are important because family and partner concerns are one of the main reasons in international assignments fail. By helping both employee and their families, Mercure can improve assignment success rate, employee satisfaction, and long-term relation. In summary, global mobility allows Mercure to transfer talent while entering. Now, I will handle my another slide to my friend Mukesh Sairu.
Thank you, Zarna, for your excellent presentation and for explaining the importance of global mobility and dual career support in Mercure Healthcare's HR strategy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mukesh Seru, and I will be wrapping up our presentation on global human resource management. Before that, I will take you through our integrated HR business strategy framework and finish with a conclusion and strategic recommendation. Now, let's go to the slides integrated HR business strategy framework. These slides bring together everything we have discussed throughout the presentation. It shows how each HR initiative is connected with supports Mercure Healthcare's overall business goals. At the center is the HR business strategy, which is built around five key areas. First is qualification and compliance. By ensuring employees are properly qualified and meet professional standards, the organization can provide high quality healthcare while reducing compliance risk. Second is training and performance management. Instead of using the same approach for everyone, tailored training programs and performance systems can help employees develop their skills, stay motivated, and contribute more effectively. This third area is diversity and inclusion, creating opportunities for women, indigenous Australians, and people with disabilities not only improves fairness but also brings different perspectives that strengthen the organizations. Next is growth and integration. As Mercure expands growth through mergers and acquisitions, effective change management and cultural integration become essential for maintaining employee engagement and organizational performance. Finally, global mobility and dual couple support ensures that employees taking international assignments receive the support they need, along with assistance for their families, making those transitions smoother and more successful. When all those areas work together, HR becomes a strategic driver that helps Mercure Healthcare achieve sustainable growth and long-term success. Now we are moving to next slides mentioning conclusion with strategic recommendations. To conclude, our recommendations focus on actions that can be taken both now and in the future. In short term, Mercure should provide ethics exam support, communicate clearly with the staff who needs qualifications, and strengthen its recruitment efforts. It should also introduce more personalized training programs, recognize teamwork through performance measures, and use 360-degree feedback to support employee development. Over the medium term, improving gender equality, increasing indigenous and disability inclusion, and redesigning the employee experience in Sydney will help attract and retain talented staff. For long-term success, the organization should establish a structured HR approach for mergers and acquisitions and regularly review workplace culture to ensure successful integration. Most importantly, regular HR and board reviews should track progress and keep every initiative aligned with the company's goal of achieving 15% annual growth. Overall, this strategy shows that investing in people is not just good HR practice, it is a key driver of business success by developing skilled employees, promoting inclusion, and managing change effectively. Mercury Healthcare will be better positioned to achieve its strategic objectives. Thank you very much for your time and attention. This brings us to the end of our presentation, and we would be happy to answer any questions if you may have. That's all, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for all for wonderful presentation. We are wrapping this presentation here.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop the recording here.